and gentlemen, the most iconic woman fighter of all time.
The trailblazer, the pioneer, the legend.
And let's hear it for the women's face of MMA, Gina Carano!
She was the first?
You had that fight publicly where you got smashed. You got publicly fired by Disney. You got shamed and ruthlessly dragged through the mud. It was just devastating. So I just...
Hold on. I ain't want to stop. I just want to see one of these. She get transphobe. Pray the Holocaust of being a...
And ruthlessly dragged through the mud. It was just devastating. So I just kind of self-destructed from that.
Damn.
If you love stories from the legends of the fight game,
Shout out
hit
to
that like
Flashback,
button
man.
and subscribe. Now let's turn on April 16th, 1982 in Dallas County, Texas.
Lived there for 1 and 2 years old.
Gina was the daughter of Glenn Carano, an American football player.
I'm a former NFL football player with the
What? Back up.
Cowboys.
As the backup to Dallas Cowboys Hall of Famer Roger
Start
Staubach.
back.
He
Yeah.
didn't see a lot of playing time.
Career wound down, Glenn transitioned into a casino executive in Reno, Nevada.
He joined the rest of his family in the hotel business.
Joining the family business founded by his father, Don Carano, Gina's grandfather.
I came from a really well-to-do family after my grandfather's made such a wonderful life.
Bringing his family into the world of Las Vegas sports and entertainment.
And my dad was very much workaholic and was getting it done. Still hustling to this day.
Gina's parents divorced when she was just 7 years old.
She was a single mom, so we lived out of my grandparents' house for a couple of years.
And her mother relocated to Vegas.
Grew up in Las Vegas, which is not somewhere I would suggest raising children.
She was the middle of 3 sisters, older sister Casey and younger sister Christy.
Being the middle child, she felt like she was the little heavier one.
Felt like I was picked on a lot.
As teenagers, the girls would always end up in trouble.
Me and my older sister, she loved to sneak out every night.
I grew up getting into a lot of trouble.
She attended Trinity Christian High School in Las Vegas.
In the middle of Las Vegas, like 5 minutes away from the Strip. My dad was
That's
pissed
crazy.
that this is where my mom wanted to send us to school, but she just wanted us to go to a Christian school.
From a young age, Gina showed an almost inexhaustible appetite for physical activity.
I was a natural athlete, and I was just like a beast.
And in school, she became a 3-sport standout in basketball, volleyball, and softball, where she led the girls' basketball team to a state championship.
I loved
Damn.
competition. That kept me on the straight and narrow.
Near the end of high school, things became difficult for her. Her sister had gone off to college and fell in with the wrong crowd.
My older sister had gotten into some extremely heavy drugs, like meth. Things got pretty serious.
After graduating, Gina spent a year at the University of Nevada, Reno, before transferring to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, where she majored in psychology. But during her final year, she made the tough decision to put her studies aside, mainly to support her sister through a personal crisis.
I had to step up. My mom was torn to pieces. My dad was torn to pieces. It caused me to grow up fast.
After a few years, her sister finally
Damn.
overcame her addiction.
And I am proud of everything that she came through.
During her late teens, she used to get into a lot of street fights.
Could never go out in Las Vegas when I was little without getting in a fight every weekend.
When you were little? At around 19 years old, she met her future partner, Kevin Ross.
I met Kevin when I was 19.
Kevin Ross, that's who the guy is. I was wondering who she.
At around 19 years old, she met her future partner,
Good
Kevin
man,
Ross.
great
I
guy.
met Kevin when I was 19.
Lucky
my
guy.
first love and my last.
In the years that followed, she fell into a pattern of drinking, partying, and getting into frequent fights.
We would get jumped at parties. It was like
Really?
It was all the time in Vegas. I don't know how anybody's ever escaped getting punched or in a fight. Like we could not escape it.
Gina, you live a wild ass life. I can't imagine you getting in so many street fights.
Kevin Ross needed direction.
We had some fun, but like he needed something to focus on.
Around 2003, Kevin Ross had a conversation with his father, who asked what it would take for him to stop drinking and partying so much. Kevin said he wanted to become a fighter, and his father gave him money to start Muay Thai lessons in the gym.
Damn,
Hard
word.
decision because, you know, we were drinking pretty heavily back then. And Kevin put it down.
After a few months of training, Gina Carano followed him.
And by watching him clean up his life, and I'm absolutely head over heels for him.
I walked into the gym after 3 months of continuing to drink.
He introduced her to Master Toddy, one of the most respected Muay Thai coaches in Las Vegas.
As soon as I walked in, he was like, oh baby, you're fat. You need to lose weight.
I was like, okay, a little Thai man just called me fat, and I probably need to get my ass in gears.
What if... Hey, you fat. Yo, I imagine a Thai man need to bully people more often. They, you know what I'm saying? You get a Thai dude to bully you, it won't sound as harsh.
First met Gina, she said she wanted to be a fighter. And believe me, I didn't believe her at all.
I started training.
Carano took to Muay Thai with a natural ferocity that shocked her trainers.
I had a natural ability and I lost 30 pounds like that.
Mixed martial arts put me on the right path, and I became addicted to that. I believe God brought mixed martial arts into my life to make sure I didn't end up how I had seen so many people end up in my life.
Within 6 months, she was already stepping into the ring for her first Muay Thai fight.
6 months and we walked into a San Francisco gym.
It was called a smoker, and you kind of just show up and you could fight any one of the girls that are there.
She didn't tell her parents.
And I was like, oh my gosh, my parents are gonna freaking kill me if they knew I was like in like a fight club, like real fight club.
Fight club.
She won her first bout and continued fighting.
I was good at it. I've been in fights so many times in Las Vegas anyways. I loved it.
For the lady, one of the best I ever seen.
Eventually building an impressive Muay Thai record of 12 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Along the way, Gina Carano faced Elena Maxwell, a rivalry that would later be revisited
What are these videos?
years later.
I just love to be a part of it, and I love to train, and I love to learn, and it kept me away from getting into trouble.
Her dedication and her story were so compelling that in 2005, she was featured in the documentary film Ring Girls, which followed 5 American women traveling to Thailand to challenge the country's best Muay Thai fighters. It was her first time in front of a camera, and it would not be her last. By 2006, Gina had outgrown the relatively small world of women's Muay Thai in the United States. Opportunities were scarce, paydays were small, and a new sport was exploding into the mainstream, mixed martial arts.
Hold on, bro. Rain girl, I ain't never. That's hard. That's crazy.
Gina Carano caught the attention of Jamie Levine, the promoter of World Extreme Fighting. Levine offered her a place in one of Nevada's first sanctioned female MMA bouts, and Carano accepted.
And I are credited for having the first sanctioned female MMA fight in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we debuted Gina Carano.
She started working with Kit Cope to develop her jiu-jitsu and overall skill set. And in June 2006, she made her professional debut against Leticia Pestova. However, her father didn't want her to compete.
As a father, I don't really like seeing my daughter in the ring.
And even tried to get the commission to stop the bout from taking place.
My dad used to be on the athletic commission during the Mike Tyson days. He called his buddies and were like, don't you dare let my daughter fight.
So I was going through some extra tests because he did not want me to be a fighter.
She passed the extra tests and was determined to enter the cage.
That's crazy.
All of the athletic commission guys, they're like, we can't stop her from doing this. Eventually, my dad did come around.
What are you going to do? If I tell her no, she goes harder the other way.
She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 135 pounds. This is her pro debut from Las Vegas, Nevada. Give it up for Gina Conviction Carano!
And winning in just 38 seconds.
Listen to the crowd. Gina Carano in her MMA
38
debut.
seconds.
The Las Vegas crowd had seen something new, a female fighter with power, poise, and genuine star presence.
It's my first MMA fight. They paid me $1,000.
1 month before her second fight in August 2006, she appeared in the Oxygen documentary special Fight Girls, which followed Master Toddy's fighters preparing for bouts in Thailand. The special performed well enough that Oxygen greenlit it as a full reality series, which premiered in June 2007. On September 15, 2006, she returned to a Las Vegas cage at World Pro Fighting Championships to face Rosie Sexton.
The crowd loves Gina Carano. She's been in a bunch of reality shows. She was in the indie film Ring Girls. She was on a reality TV show called Fight Girls. She brings a lot of people with her whenever she fights.
With 5 seconds remaining in the second round, she landed a crisp punch that knocked Sexton out cold.
Left hand,
5
too.
seconds remaining in the second round, she landed a crisp punch that knocked Sexton out cold. 2 fights, 2 knockouts, and the MMA world was starting to take notice. After building early momentum in smaller promotions, Gina Carano was signed by Strikeforce, where she was matched against Elena Maxwell as part of the promotion's push to showcase women's MMA. Carano was already pulling more attention than most of the men on the regional circuit, making her a guaranteed ratings and ticket boost for Strikeforce. Over 3 rounds, she outstruck, outworked, and outclassed Maxwell to take a unanimous decision.
For the doubters who don't want to see women in a cage, they didn't see this fight.
By the end of 2006, Strikeforce was still a regional promotion, while Elite XC had secured a major deal with Showtime and was preparing for a historic move to CBS. Elite XC actively pushed women's MMA, with Gina Carano as a key attraction and even creating a 140-pound division for her.
It's going to be awesome. The first female fight ever, aired on Showtime. I've made it to where I want to be, and this is freaking awesome.
However, women's mixed martial arts had a mixed reception at the time. Showtime,
Oh, yeah,
with many
totally.
fighters and promoters, including Dana White, openly skeptical about its place in the sport.
I tend to think that the women's fights are more exciting than the men's. There's a good chance you might get to see something cool.
Men want to see two women fight? Awesome. I don't like it.
I'm not a big fan of women fighting. This sounds chauvinistic, I know, but women are pretty. I just have a hard time seeing two women
How you feel about?
fight.
Hey, how you feel about that now, Dana? You made hundreds of millions off them
Freak
fights.
show. It's a sport. It's what we do. It's what we train for. We train.
I can
to
understand
hard.
why it
Well,
looked like
I
that
don't
early
think
on,
you're gonna
though.
see, women battling in the UFC anytime soon.
Dana White is someone that I don't really know that well. He should meet me though. I might change a couple of mine. I'm gonna make him notice me.
On February 10th, 2007, she debuted against Julie Kedzie in the first televised women's MMA fight on Showtime.
Boxing may have Layla Ali, but mixed martial arts has this stunning beauty from Las Vegas, Nevada, Gina Carano. She's not just another pretty face.
It was a war. For 3 rounds, Carano and Kedzie traded leather in a back-and-forth, highlight reel striking battle. And though Carano took a unanimous decision, the fight was so good it was named Fight of the Night.
As both fighters receive a great round of applause, and they're receiving a standing ovation from the huge crowd in attendance.
I think they have just broken some serious ground for women MMA.
I mean, what do you guys think? You guys want to see something like this again? Yeah!
It showed that women are here. I think you guys better expect us for a long time.
Live your dream, don't ever let anybody tell you no.
Around this time, a new gym emerged in Las Vegas, Extreme Couture, founded in
Extreme
2007 by Randy Couture,
Of course.
where Gina Carano would train and elevate her game. She returned on September 15th, 2007, facing accomplished wrestler Tanya Ebinger.
Gina Carano, considered female MMA's poster girl. She recently joined the all-star camp of Extreme Couture.
And late in the first round, she locked up a rear naked choke, her first career submission win.
Gina Carano submits Tanya Ebinger.
At 4-0, she was now the most popular female fighter in the world.
The fight lasted about as long as Lindsay Lohan's last stint in rehab.
And the face of women's MMA.
Why he had to hit Lindsay Lohan with that low blow?
Lasted about as long as Lindsay Lohan's last stint in rehab.
And the face of women's MMA.
I don't even know what was going through my head. I was just like, I just want to choke her. I just want to choke her till she doesn't breathe anymore. Why won't you die?
And let's hear it for the women's face of MMA, Gina Carano!
A label she publicly resisted, saying she didn't want to be defined by her looks or marketed as a novelty. Gina Carano had become a mainstream celebrity. In May 2008, Gina Carano was the fastest rising search term on Yahoo, and she was ranked among the site's top 10 influential women of the year. Big Biz magazine named her the hottest woman in America, and Sports Illustrated would go on to name her Female Fighter of the Year for 2008. Her crossover appeal even extended into television. In 2007, she served as a mentor on the Oxygen reality show Fight Girls, guiding aspiring fighters through the rigors of Muay Thai. In early 2008, she joined NBC's reboot of the iconic American Gladiators, playing the character Crush across 16 episodes. She would even voice the Soviet commando sniper Natasha Volkova in the blockbuster 2008 video game Command and Conquer Red Alert 3, a role that introduced her to an...
Hold on, bro. Nah, so now she probably my favorite female fighter of all time.
She would even voice the Soviet commando sniper Natasha Volkova in the blockbuster 2008 video game Command and Conquer Red Alert 3, a role that introduced her to an audience far beyond fighting. Meanwhile, back in the cage, the pressure was building. On May 31st, 2008, Carano faced former hook and shoot champion Caitlin Young on CBS. The first time MMA had ever appeared on American network primetime television. But a day before the fight, a controversy erupted. Carano weighed in at 144.5 pounds for a contracted weight of 140, missing weight. To save the bout, she agreed to forfeit 12.5% of her purse to Young.
She's been battling the scale, Frank. She obviously has Hollywood aspirations. She is the female face of mixed martial arts. But I'm just wondering, can you be both in this day and age? 4.5 pounds above the weight. She's been penalized and will have to share a percentage of her purse.
In the fight itself, Carano was dominant, outstriking Young through 2 rounds before a cage-side doctor stopped the bout due to accumulated damage, giving Carano a TKO win and a 5-0 record. On October 4th, 2008, she returned to face Kelly Cobold. Once again, weight was the story of the week. On her
Bro,
first
look at
attempt,
them things bro, it's hard to, bro, it's not even probably her body. It's probably, man, she carrying life right now. She carrying,
at the scale, she weighed in at 142.75 pounds, still over the 140-pound limit.
Hold still. 142 and 3/4.
142 and 3/4, slightly over the limit on this fight. We're determining what to do next.
She removed her clothes behind a towel and weighed in again at 142.5.
You know, you're taking X-rated. Towels touching.
This weighed 142.5 pounds, 142.5.
Finally, according to reports, the towel came down and she weighed in fully nude at 141 pounds, officially making weight.
141.
Official weight 141 pounds. 141 pounds for Gina Carano, right at the limit for this fight.
The spectacle made headlines around the world.
I'm gonna have to reevaluate, you know, if I'm gonna stay at 140. It's just tough for me. But yeah, I got naked.
Well, listen, I don't think anybody was complaining about that.
It's slightly embarrassing.
In the fight itself, Carano rebounded brilliantly. She battered Kobold for 3 rounds, and at the end of the 3rd round, she nearly ended things with a head kick that landed flush. All 3 judges scored it for Carano, pushing her record to 7-0. She dedicated the win to her late grandfather. It would also turn out to be the last fight Elite XC ever promoted. The organization collapsed financially soon after. When Elite XC folded, Strikeforce swooped in and purchased its assets, inheriting its stable of top female fighters, most notably Gina Carano and Chris Cyborg. After months of contractual limbo, she signed with a California-based promotion, and Strikeforce immediately began building towards the biggest women's MMA fight ever made. That fight was Gina Carano versus Chris Cyborg Santos, booked for September 2009.
She's on a collision course to face Cyborg in what would be the biggest female fight in MMA history.
However, before
she
the fight
do that
took
shit on
place,
purpose,
Dana
bro. Let's
White-
keep it real.
Biggest female fight in MMA history.
However, before the fight took place, Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta quietly made their move. Carano later revealed that the UFC owners called her into their office in the lead up to Carano versus Cyborg and offered to bring her over to the promotion.
But Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta, before the Cyborg fight, they had me come in to their old school office, sat me down, and they're like,
You don't have to fight the Cyborg chick. You know, why don't you come over here and fight for the WBC, and why don't you fight for us?
look, we'd love for you to come over to the UFC. We can get you out of your contract.
Even offering to fund a lawsuit against Strikeforce to get her out of her contract.
We can get you out of it. We won't be able to directly be involved, but we'll finance it.
She turned them down. She had given her word to fight Cyborg, and the fans were invested.
I just didn't want to get into this messy legal battle.
And the fans were just so invested in me and Cyborg, and I just was like, I gave my word, I gave my commitment.
She wasn't going to walk away from that commitment.
I'm not pulling out of this fight.
This was August 2009, roughly a year and a half before Dana White would famously tell TMZ that women would never fight in the UFC.
When are we going to see women in the UFC, man?
Never.
Never?
Never. Thank you, guys.
Privately, the UFC's own brass were already trying to sign the biggest female star in the sport. The fight aired on Showtime, averaging 576,000 viewers and peaking at 856,000, a network record. Gina Carano entered 7-0 as the sport's biggest star, while Chris Cyborg was seen as its most feared force. Despite Carano earning more, the fight proved one-sided.
120,000, yeah.
Cyborg overwhelmed Carano and secured a TKO at 4:59 of round 1, winning the inaugural Strikeforce women's title and handing Carano her only career loss.
I wanted to do so much in that fight. In the fight, I think I had an adrenaline dump, just wasn't myself, and I think a lot of people saw that.
The event was groundbreaking. For the first time in history, 2 women would headline a major MMA event. Almost immediately, Carano stepped away from the sport.
I went back into the locker room, sat, cried, and cried.
She never officially retired, but she never fought again either.
I didn't see going back.
She
to
never
MMA
fought
at the time
again.
being, like fighting her and having it being fair.
Talking about performance-enhancing drugs.
Yeah.
A week later, Gina Carano was approached to star in a movie.
A week after that, Steven Soderbergh approached me about doing a movie, and it happened. I think the beautiful thing about acting is, one, you don't have to be yourself, so you're not exposing yourself like I am right now.
Through 2010, Scott Coker repeatedly expressed hope that Gina Carano would return in 2011,
That's
and in
crazy.
February, her comeback was officially announced.
Is this official? Are you coming back?
Yes.
I know the fans wanted to hear that.
I need to get back in there for me.
Strikeforce booked her against Sarah DeLelio for June 18, 2011, but the fight quietly fell through, and Carano retreated from the fighting world entirely.
You were this close to coming back.
Damn.
Strikeforce in Dallas. You didn't fight. Why didn't you fight?
I had some personal issues, so I had to take care of it.
In later interviews, Gina Carano revealed she had suffered a miscarriage.
I had a miscarriage. I was in so much pain.
Which led to her withdrawing from the comeback fight.
And I just was too emotionally shot.
And went through severe depression.
It hurt me. It was just devastating. I just self-destructed from that for about 2.5 years.
In your heart of hearts, do you believe you will come back at some point?
We'll see. I don't know. I really don't have an answer.
In 2011, Zuffa acquired Strikeforce, bringing its fighters under contract, including women.
And I'm still holding on to kind of a dream that women will fight in the UFC. I don't understand why they don't just put a super fight on between two females, you know.
In 2012, Ronda Rousey became Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion.
It seems like the female
Ronda.
who has sort of taken your spot as the new face of women's MMA is Ronda Rousey. I'm wondering if you know anything of Ronda Rousey.
Absolutely. So I have a lot of respect for her, and I think she's wonderful for us in the sport.
In the next 10 years, if there's a woman in the octagon, it's probably going to be Ronda Rousey.
And when the promotion closed in 2013, the Ultimate Fighting Championship created a women's division with Rousey as its first champion. Talks began for a super fight with Rousey, with reports suggesting a $1 million payday.
What took you so long? And so they were like, okay, well, you know, we'd love to offer you $1 million. We'd love to, you know, have that fight.
However, negotiations stalled and relations broke down.
And she had asked, you know, just do me a favor and give me 6 months of time to get a team together and get myself kind of back into the flow of training. Just don't let people know that this is what I'm doing.
Dana, you know, like you can't say anything.
And that was agreed upon.
Reportedly involving tensions with Dana White.
Like the next day, Dana was out there talking about me.
Dana came out and said basically that he was trying to sign Gina Carano to take on Ronda Rousey.
It was a bummer because I told him over text message, you know, like that's not what we talked about. I need time.
Then there was a text that was sent, and it wasn't meant to be sent to her, but it was a mistake.
And he sent me a text message that said, this bitch isn't effing us around or something like that. I sent a text message back. I said, I think that you sent that to the wrong person. And he said, I don't think I did. And that was the last conversation that we had over text message. I don't think that was like the kind of environment I wanted to come back into.
She should not take abuse from anybody over anything when it comes to the negotiation of a fight.
And the fight never materialized.
She gave up $1 million, walked away from it because she said, you know what? I don't want to be around you.
Then I remember seeing him when Mike Tyson and my dad were getting honored at a sports hall of fame in Las Vegas. And he did come over and he genuinely apologized.
Gina Carano was inducted into the Martial Arts History Museum Hall of Fame in 2015.
Hold on, this nigga Dana, bro. I tell you, boy. This nigga Dana's, he is hell. He wanted that fight to happen so bad. She said, don't say nothing. Dana was like, I'm a promoter. I gotta say something. But this nigga, I told Dana is different, bro. I ain't gonna talk about it. Y'all got it. Let me know what y'all think about Dana in the comments, though. But the Martial Arts Hall of Fame, I ain't know they had one of those. Who is this? Tony Ja Bucal, okay. Pat Johnson. Gina Carano, okay.
Helping bring women's MMA into the mainstream. In 2016, Ronda Rousey effectively retired from MMA after losing to Amanda Nunes, though she later suggested she would consider returning if a fight with Gina Carano ever materialized.
It was you, and then it was Ronda, and you most certainly paved the way for someone like Ronda.
There's only one person I would come back for. Gina Carano. She's the reason why I got into fighting. Wow. She's the reason why I knew it was a possibility. I will always be forever grateful.
Do you think you would still do it?
I mean, I still can't even say that I wouldn't.
Ronda said that you're the one.
I know. And honestly, I feel like she's the one as well if I wanted to, you know?
Let's go, ladies. Let's fucking go.
Carano then focused on acting, starring in films and landing a major role in The Mandalorian, before events in 2020 shifted her career in a different direction. Throughout 2020 and early 2021, Gina Carano became increasingly vocal on social media, mocking COVID-19 mask mandates, alleging voter fraud, and posting politically charged content.
It was 100% to go to the Twitter mob that was telling you what to do, and it had zero to do with trying to go after the transgendered community, because I would never do that.
We defended you because what you said was not incorrect, and the only problem was the comparison to the Holocaust.
Yeah.
The backlash peaked after a post compared modern modern political divisions to the treatment of Jews to Nazi Germany, which many saw as offensive.
When I posted that, it wasn't something that I felt like was controversial. But now after hearing so much, and I'm actually grown through the experience of just knowing that it's not fair to the Jewish community to, just throw this out here so much. I have love for everyone. I'm not a hateful person.
She was subsequently fired by Lucasfilm and dropped by her agency.
It was so aggressive. Lost my agency. I can't believe grown-ass adults from Lucasfilm. It was just that hateful. They went on Saturday Night Live and they called me a white supremacist.
You had that fight publicly where you got smashed. You got publicly fired by Disney. You got shamed and ruthlessly dragged through the mud.
Carano later partnered with the Daily Wire for film projects and filed a lawsuit against the Walt Disney Company.
I shouldn't have gotten fired for, talking about lockdowns and masks and encouraging that. I was encouraging conversation. It's mind-blowing what happened.
We know how that COVID.
It's that they defamed you.
And harassed and discriminated.
Dana White even reached out to Gina Carano privately, offering support and reassuring her that everything would be okay.
And out of all the people that didn't text me, Dana White's the one that's like, hey, you got this, basically encouraged me. So he's cool in my book,
Leave Gina alone. For everybody to go in on her. We make mistakes. We all make mistakes.
The lawsuit was financially backed by Elon Musk, who had publicly promised to fund anyone who suffered employment discrimination.
So they approached you?
Mm-hmm. Over email.
Elon Musk's lawyers just found you.
Yeah, on X.
If you were fairly treated by an employer due to posting, what the fuck he say?
Yeah, on X.
I think I caught up. Posting or liking something on this platform, we will fund your legal bill. No limit. No limit. The fuck? What was this? What was that?
X. And they'd like to hear my case.
Even as her lawsuit dragged on through 2024 to 2025, Gina Carano quietly rebuilt her life, battling depression.
I got really depressed, and instead of taking it out on other people, I kind of took it out on myself.
Prediabetes, weight gain, and severe joint pain.
And gained a lot of weight. I've been working since September 2024 to take off that weight.
Starting with simple walks, she regained her health and returned to training.
I literally just had to start with walking. That's how sick I was.
I, right now, am seeing such beauty in life. There's life on the other side of failure.
The lawsuit was ultimately settled out of court in 2025. Around the end of 2024, Dana White spoke to Gina Carano about a potential comeback against Ronda Rousey, but she wasn't ready due to her condition at the time.
But when he offered me the fight, I was like, I got a ways to go with the weight.
In 2026, Rousey called her directly to propose the fight.
It was Ronda. She called, I answered. She's like, I really want this. And I was like, game on then, let's do it.
Now set for May 2026 under Most Valuable Promotions. The matchup made global headlines with Rousey versus Carano announced to stream live on Netflix.
This is the one women's MMA fight that everybody wanted forever.
The platform's first ever live MMA broadcast, billed as the biggest fight in women's MMA history.
Me and Ronda are going in there, and I think that we both think that we're gonna win.
Gina Carano helped take women's MMA from the margins into the mainstream.
I think she got armbarred.
Who the fuck is more OG than you? You're the original star.
Becoming one of the sport's first true crossover stars. Her journey from Muay Thai standout to MMA pioneer.
I was blessed enough to be the person to break down those doors.
Hollywood actress and one of the most talked about figures in the sport has been anything but straightforward. Through highs, setbacks, and controversy, her impact on the growth of women's MMA remains undeniable.
This was obviously God's plan. I have gotten some of the most beautiful experiences that a person can possibly ask for.
I was able to open up doors for women to walk into gyms and make it be easier. And I'll always cherish that.
Shout out to Gina Carano, man. The legend, man. The pioneer. The beauty. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, though, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Y'all gotta comment some more women's to watch, bro. Y'all be playing with these women, bro. But look, man, like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know in the comments y'all want to see next. Let me see y'all next one, man. Okay.